Hello, hello. Hey,
Hello.
everyone. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Girl, Let's Talk About It. Here we are on episode 5 of our season 1. And today we're going to be talking about letting your kids speak their minds. So it's going to be a couple of different things we cover with this one. A couple of different age groups, couple of different age ranges, but nonetheless, we're going to hear, a little bit about what it's like for us as moms in today's day and age, um, raising kids and having them, speak their minds and what you guys think about that. So hopefully you guys are active today in the comments. Y'all jumping in and sharing y'all input, and we can get this conversation going in the group chat. So go ahead and kick us off, Keela.
Okay, so if y'all do not know, I have 4 babies, 4 of them. The oldest one is gonna be grown. Well, 18. He's about to be 18. That's grown. He's gonna be out of school. And then I have 3 girls. So, and they all ages. So let's just talk about them speaking their minds for real, for real. So with a different personality, I have to treat them different when it comes to speaking their mind. So like with the youngest one, Stephanie, she gonna speak her mind. Sometimes you have to check her and they be like, you know what? Let's sit back, have a conversation later on because the way you talking to me, I'm the mom. So yeah, and then I'm curious, like if y'all could drop down in the comments, let me know how y'all let y'all kids speak their mind, how y'all do it. Like, do y'all sit down and have a conversation with them before, or like, you know what, just changing things up. So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. But like, Brittany, how do you let
Yeah, I
Boo
got you.
speak her mind? Because with Boo being so up there, and she's a girl too, so I'm curious.
Yeah, so honestly, it initially, right? She didn't, right? She didn't, it was pretty I could tell she had things on her mind, and she would just hold them in and, go to her room or be quiet or feel away, right? But first what happened was I start off by just acknowledging the fact that, hey, I know you feel away. So here's what it is, right? So really what it was get comfortable up in my seat. Y'all be sitting in this chair crisscross applesauce and all types of stuff. But yeah, so really what it was, right? So obviously I start off by saying this. Yes, I allow my kids to speak their mind. I think that it is important for them to be able to feel that they can express themselves to me without being punished. I did first and foremost explain to them the proper way to speak your mind in a respectful manner, because you ain't got to talk to me crazy, because that'll get you real quick. But but I did it started off like this, right? Knowing that my kids feel away, I might have yelled at them or whatever the case may be. It started off like joking. I'm like, you mad? You mad? And then like at first you're like, no, I'm not mad. I know you mad. It's okay to say you mad. Acknowledge your feelings, right? Acknowledge the fact that you're mad, because I know you're mad. The first thing that you need to do is accept the fact that you're mad. I know you are.
Right.
It's okay. It's okay to be mad. I know that you're upset with me about what I said. I know you're upset about, me taking this away or whatever the case. It's okay. Acknowledge the fact that you're mad. It's okay to be mad. I understand it's a real feeling and you're human, right? It's understandable to feel that way. So first I think that was the first step, right? Like just having them be aware of their feelings. Like, hey, I know you feel this way. It's normal to feel this way, right? Um, but like you don't need to act out about it, right?
Right.
If you feel strongly, right? Like let's say I took something away and they were mad about it, right? But they felt like it was unjust or it wasn't fair, right? Then I told them it's okay to have that conversation with me. It's okay. If I'm mad, let me cool off for a minute though, because I might cuss you out right
I
now.
was just gonna say that. I'm saying, do you have? So that was my thing at the beginning too. Was like, let them know when to speak their mind,
Yep.
because if I'm going off and you think it's okay, now I think you're talking back. So
Mm-mm.
let me
Don't do that.
cool, let me cool down. So that's why I was gonna ask you, like, when do you let them know, like, you know, after a while come back and talk to me so we can have this conversation? Or is you cool with her be like, but mom, I feel this way?
Ain't no but mom. Ain't no but mom. Ain't no but mom. Ain't no no, it's not that. No. We don't do that. Like, not, don't get me wrong. There are times where, like, I don't always, like, if I'm upset about something, I don't always yell when I'm upset.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I might come in there and be like, no, Janelle, you know I said this, or Chloe, now why you didn't do this? Right? I'll come to them with a genuine question. Why isn't this done? You know? And at that time, like, if we're at that point where it's a conversation, it's a dialogue, right? It ain't no monologue. I ain't yelling at you. If I'm yelling, I'm past the point of talking about it right now.
Right.
But I don't always come at them mad. Like, I don't know. I think that's a part of my evolution too, because at first I used to just come in hot all the time. And now I just be like, what's yelling about it finna do? It's not gonna make it be done no faster, no better, no nothing. Like, if anything, let me just go up in here, like, and honestly, in doing that, I feel like I get a better response. Because if you yelling and, cussing at them and yelling down their throat while they're doing it reluctantly, they probably finna fumble, mess up, or because now they're flustered. They're like, oh my God, they can't even articulate what it is that they need to tell you. Like, let's say they had a valid reason as to why it wasn't done or whatever the case, and you yelling at them and cussing at them. Now they flustered. They can't even use their words, and like, it just becomes a mess, right? So I be trying to tell myself, like, just take a moment, step back, right? Just because I'm hot about it, don't mean it needs to be addressed hot. Like, so I just come in with like, okay, what's going on? Why this ain't done? Didn't I tell you? And then sometimes they'd be like, yeah, no, I started doing it, but then I needed to help with this over here, or I had to do. And just like we are human and we get distracted and we start a project and we walk away, it's 1,000 times more likely for a kid. Their mind's working way faster than ours about 1,000 different things going on. Now, granted, them 1,000 things may not take priority over their chores or getting in the shower, but their mind is still working just as fast as ours is, So just understanding that they are humans, just like we are humans, right? And not only that, just remembering how it felt for me as a kid.
Yeah.
Because I
think with my 3 girls, I think I treat them all different on their personality. And I think I said that at the beginning. Because, like, Kayla is like, she's at the age, I don't have to tell her to do her chores or anything like that. But she might get cussed off because then she play, like, you know how they try to push to see how far they can go? Yeah, we kid and play it all day, but don't do that. Don't do
the
that.
Same time.
It's
Cut
not
it out.
that. Okay, the middle one, that one, she's a real sweetheart, but that baby, she forgets everything. And like you said, I'm trying to not to come in hot with her all the time. But I be like, Kaylin, do this. Kaylin, do this. And it'd be like the 5th time I give them so many chances. And at that point, I'm like, Kaylin, I told you to do this. And then I even, like, it might be not even the same day or whatever. I even, like, days later asked her, was like, what can I do to help you? To remember, like, let me know what I can do. Or she was getting in trouble because she was doing nonsense stuff. And I'm like, Kaylin, what can I do to help you for you to not do this? I'm sorry. For you not to do this. So we came up to, she was like, I like to draw. Okay, so let's get you these things so you can stay out of trouble. So it was like, I came and I asked her what would help. And I feel like that helped her out a lot. But now it's at the point where she forget everything else when she's doing that. So it's just like, I think it's really important nowadays having conversations with your kids, letting them, like, what you think that's going to help to make you be better, or what's going to help you not to get in trouble as much. So I'm like, do you need more attention? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Because the way that you're acting, it's not gonna fly.
Right. It ain't gonna get you where you need to be.
Right. And I tell them all the time, like, I don't like yelling. I really do not. I'm like, that's too much energy for me. I don't like doing it. So let's sit back, have a conversation. But I'm letting you know now, if I say something more than 2 times, then you gonna get mean, mommy. Mommy don't like being mean. So I don't know. I don't know. And then also having the 3 girls in the household is hard for me.
Really?
It's hard. It's real hard. He's also, yes, all the personalities, like, girl, hormones going
That's
on,
true. That's true.
and they trying to find themselves at this age. Steffi, the youngest one, she already know who she is. She'll tell you
Oh,
in a
she know who
heartbeat.
she is.
Oh, for real. You gonna be like, Stephanie, why you doing that? Okay, mommy, I'm gonna get my act together. I'm gonna change my attitude. Like, she knows. And then not even a day later, she'll be doing the same thing. But that's a different story.
She said she got her act together for that day. It's a new
For
day,
that
mommy. It's a new
day.
day.
Yes, I don't know. So, like, what's the difference for you between like the age where Chloe and Janelle at, with them being girls?
Okay, yeah. So my girls are 4 years apart. Got one in high school, one in middle school. My high schooler, I feel like with her, where we've grown in our conversation. So I'll tell you this. I had a conversation with them like a while ago. Like I used to give them when Janelle was in middle school and Chloe was in elementary. I would give them little words of like certain things like integrity or transparency. And I would ask them, like, do you know what integrity means? And they would tell me no, right? And I would tell them what integrity means, right? And I would give them like examples of integrity and what doing things with integrity means, right?
Right.
And how that can become a characteristic that you would want to have, right? Like that's something that you would want to say, hey, I'm a person who does things with integrity, right? I'm a person that like I'm gonna do things in a way that's not backhanded, it's not malicious, I'm not trying to hurt anyone, it's with genuine intent, right? And explaining that to them, right? So then like sometimes like they would do things and I would be like, okay, did you do that with integrity? And she would be like, well, what did you? So you telling me that you traded candy with Chloe, knowing that your candy bucket was lower than hers? Did you do that with integrity? Was it with genuine intent or was it malicious? So that you can gain out of it without her gaining. And then she would be like, well, no. So like first off, it was like when they were younger, I would give them those key little words, right? Characteristics that I wanted them to embody. I first gave those to them first. And then transparency was one where I asked them if they knew what transparency was. And I explained to them what transparency was and how I like to communicate with transparency. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what needs to be said. And it's going to be so fluid that you know that I'm being so honest. I'm putting all my cards on the table, right? And I gave them I gave them different examples of communicating with transparency, right? Like I'm being honest with you. I'm putting it all out on the table for you to make the decision on your own, right? I'm giving you everything. All the options are here for you to sort them how you want. So then when we would have different conversations, I would say, are you communicating with transparency? So then they got to stop and then they have to reflect on their character based off of the words that we talked about, you know, whatever time it may have been. So then now where we are today, right? I don't have to have those conversations. Are you communicating with transparency? Are you communicating with integrity? Or did you do that with integrity? I don't have to do that part now because they got that in the back of their mind already. Right. But now I can have conversations with transparency with my kids where I'm like, look, I'm finna be totally honest. I'm finna drill it all the way down so that you can sort the pieces how you may. And I like the fact that I can do that with them now. Like, honestly, last night I was talking to them and it was so random. I was like, do you pray? And she was like, yes, Mom, I pray. I'm like, not over your food, but do you pray? Like, I just, right. But I have like them, I just throw random conversations out there to my kids just to see where they are in life and see, like, I just be trying to see how much of what I've said to them stuck. Right? Yeah. But, like, when we have other conversations, like, for example, going into high school, going into middle school, I had different conversations with them about what to expect, right? This is what you can expect from friends, from boys, from the girls that you think are your friends, from the girls who may not be your friends. This is what you can expect from teachers. This is what you can expect, right? I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen, but I want you to be aware of what could happen, right? I want you to be able to identify certain situations as they're unfolding, right? And I think having those type of conversations, like, for example, when Janelle was in middle school and we first got here to Texas, she was the hot commodity, right? She the new girl from Chicago. Everybody like, oh, that's Chicago, you know. She had all these friends at the time because she was new, right? And then of course all these little boys want to, you know, ask for her Instagram, her Snap. I didn't do social media, right? We don't have Instagram. We don't have Snapchat because you're at the time 13, 14. What a 13-year-old need with Snapchat? I don't even use Snap. I have a Snapchat, but I literally just use it for the filters, y'all. I take my picture. I don't even post it to Snapchat. I just take my picture and close the app. I download it and close my app. But I had different conversations with her about what to expect by the end of the school year, right? Because at the beginning of the year, she was looking at me like, Mom, you sound crazy. By the end of the school year, she comes back and she sits down with me. Now she's initiating that conversation and being like, Mom, do you know that you told me that this was going to happen and this was going to happen and that this could happen? And all of those things happen. And it even so much down to the point that the girl that you said that was going to turn on me, she did. And I'm like, she had them personality traits. Y'all know how y'all mama told y'all that girl ain't your friend.
Girl, it's crazy because Kayla had an incident this year with that. Like, she wanted to go to the mall with her friends. I don't know. I'm you know, me. I'm still kind of like tight. Like, you can't go with them, but like, if you going with them, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll take y'all to the mall. Why the day she come home the next day was like, yeah, my friend said, can we go to the mall today? I said, who are going and things like that. And I was like, well, I'm off tomorrow. We'll go tomorrow. But the little girl was telling Kayla a lie, not knowing that I was in the room. Like, yes. And the little girl was telling her to lie. And there was another girl going to the mall too. So I agreed to go take the other little girl to the mall because I spoke to her parents. So we went to the mall. The other little girl ended up going because she was at the other little girl's house. And we at the mall, the little girl was like, the way she was moving, the way she was talking, the way she was, I was like, Kayla, no, that's not your friend. I'm like, the way that she having conversations, the way she's trying to leave you and things like that, that's not your friend. Sure enough, later on that day, when we got home, the other little girl called, was like, Kayla, I don't want to be your friend no more. All because the other little girl was mad because we told her, don't tell Kayla to lie to her parents. Girl, it was a whole thing.
I was gonna say, you in a different age range, though. Like, just the fact that you're saying Kayla, mind y'all, Kayla's in 6th grade. Chloe, my middle, Kayla is Keela's oldest, but she's the same age as my middle. And my middle don't do stuff. Like, she don't go to the mall. Like, that stuff my high schooler is doing, going to the mall with her friends and stuff like that. So for me, I'm saying her, like, if Chloe said to me, Mom, can I go to the mall with my friends? I'm like, girl, no, sit your y'all ain't hear that. Sit your butt down. We ain't going to no mall. Like, you ain't got no money. You ain't know what to buy. No, we're not. What you going to the mall for? So, like, that's just like, I'm just like, dang. Like, I don't know what I would do. Like, because for me, with Chloe being my middle, she's so reserved. Like, when I tell y'all, like, I feel like my kids act like kids. They act their age. Like, granted, now Chloe is a preteen and she's starting to get into her little, because she be up, not you doing this, not you doing that. I'm like, where did my little Chloe bear go? Where did she go? Because now she over here acting like a preteen. Y'all, she was making her Christmas list this year. And I was like, there's no toys on here. She said, yeah, no, I don't think I want toys this year. I got enough toys. And I'm like, what? You don't even want a Shopkin? You don't want a surprise egg?
She no. Mama Shopkins. I do they even still sell those,
Ma? She's like, no, literally. She's like, I mean, I like mini brands, but I just want to collect them.
Sound like Kayla. Same thing.
I'm like, okay. Like, you don't want a Barbie? I can replace your Barbie house. She's like, nah, I'm good. But Chloe, so here's how I know she's evolving and she's growing, right? Look, I know they be walking past my little content room like, why is she saying my name so much? But I do her hair for her still. Now when she was in 6th grade, she was combing her own hair. But I still comb Chloe's hair. And she was telling me, I always know when she wants to talk, because she initiates random conversation, like things that I'm like, okay, she wants to talk about something specific here. Like lately she's been talking about, oh, in gym, they let the girls and the boys play together now. And like, sometimes the boys don't really like play fair or they're rough, or like she wants to talk about how to be friends with boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's where she's going with it. But I'm not gonna initiate the conversation. I'm gonna let her build her confidence to strike that conversation. But I know that's where she's going with it. Cause she says a few different things here and there. Like one day she told me like she had a crush. And I was like, you could have let him stay a crush. But I'm not gonna shut her down, right? Because as soon as we as parents come in with our opinions about what it is that they're telling us, they shut down and they won't tell us no more. And that's why I like to keep the door open and I like to communicate with transparency, because I want my kids to be able to continue to come to me and tell me. Now, granted, I know they're not gonna tell me everything, but I would still like for them to tell me majority of things. I would still like for my kids to come to me and look for advice, because now my high schooler, she comes to me for advice, whether it be about a boy or a friend or school or whatever. She comes to me for advice. And sometimes it is like boy related and stuff like that. And I didn't really go to my mom for a lot of like stuff like that. Right. And it was mostly because my mom was answering, you don't need no boyfriend. You know, when, you know, so it just gets shut down. And it's like the reality of it is, yeah, my parents might have said I can't have no boyfriend, but what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go have one. I just ain't gonna tell you. Right?
Right.
So like I just wanted to eliminate that. And that's why I was more so like just telling her like, okay, just tell me, walk me through it. So what's going on with this boy? What happened with this? What happened with this friend? I would ask because like I want to know and I want her to feel like she can tell me without me judging it or shutting it down. And like so Chloe, gotta go circle back because y'all know me. I be like wormholing into subcategories. But Chloe, my middle, she when I'm combing her hair, she says to me, Mom, I like when I come in here and get my hair combed. She's like, it's relaxing. Like, cause I do a whole wash day, wash, blow dry, flat iron. So it'd be like half a day type of thing, right?
Right.
But she was like, I like it because it's a time for us to like talk and share advice.
Aww.
Mind you, she said share advice because I asked my kids for their opinion on things too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just one-sided. So she'd give me advice and I'll ask her advice. Chloe, can I get your advice on something? So it makes them feel like their voice is heard and valued.
Right.
I think that's a big thing too. Like making your kids, not only letting them speak their mind, but allowing them to feel like their voice is valued or their opinion is valued.
And it's crazy you say that because I feel like I got that with Stephanie and I got that with Kayla. So the oldest and the youngest. For some reason with Kaylin, I be having to pull stuff out. Like, and it's like I don't try to like do it like I wait till like she being good, we playing everything like that. And I be like, girl, what happened? Like, you know, try to like just
slide it in there.
Just slide it in there, like what's going on and things like that. It's like it's because they are different personalities. So I be trying to like, I'm like, I can't figure her out yet. Like she keeps to herself, but then she also like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like she's a real sweetheart, but she means to girl. She means she's sweetheart. She's everything. And I really think it's because she at that age where her hormones going crazy. So she up, down, up, down. But I be trying to have conversations with her. I'm like, so, you know, what's going on at school? Is anybody bothering you? Or like, you know, things like that. Like we do let the girls have boys as friends or whatever like that. But I be asking Kayla because now she's in middle school. I'm like, okay, in middle school, that's when I start like little boys and stuff. So I asked her, I'm like, Kayla, I'm like, what little boy you talk to? I'm like, what little boy like you? Do a little boy got a crush on you? Or she's like, Mom, no. But I want her, like you said, be comfortable enough to come to me and have those conversations. She said, no, Mama. I was like, okay. And she like, even with like the whole, like, she was sitting on the couch, like, it was like last week. I was like, Kelly, you are so pretty. I was like, you're smart too, but you're pretty too. And she was like, you like the fifth person that told me this today. I was like,
well, excuse me, cutie pie.
I said, oh. I said, was they the girls or boys? I mean, like, details. And she
just
like,
well, who was it? Who else told you?
She's like, no, they was just all my friends. They was just telling me that they like my eyes and I'm pretty. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I be trying to have those conversations with them. And I know Kayla comes to me with any and everything. Stephanie, she'll tell you all her biz.
I love that girl, y'all. That girl, she my spirit animal.
She's something. She's something. She will tell you everything. She will tell you about yourself and the heartbeat. And I be having to tell her, like, Stephanie, no, you don't say that.
You don't say that.
You don't say that.
Keep
It
that
was
one to
crazy.
yourself.
Like, it's off topic, but the other day, Trill had made some gumbo. And he made my plate, but Stephanie brought my plate up to me. And she was like, Mama, this good. I said, what? She said, Mama, this good. Girl, I said, Stephanie, you know you over there cussing? I said, let me find out you cussing. She was like, no, Mama. No, she didn't say good. She said fire. She was like, this fire. I was like, I said, she said, no, I just said it was fire. I didn't cuss. I said, Stephanie, you was cussing. She said, Mom, I didn't know I was cussing. So she didn't get in trouble, but it's just like her personality because she was shaking her head with the bowl in her hand and everything. So she got a big personality and it's just crazy. And I'm like, Stephanie, you can't be cussing, girl. You're not gonna get in trouble this time, but don't let it happen again.
Now you know that that's a cuss word. Now we've disclosed that. Don't let it happen again.
Yes.
Because that was fine.
That was she. Girl, it was if you know, you know. Like, if you know Stephanie, you know she had like the whole head shaped and the personality, and she said it again. I'm like, she must don't know this a cuss word because she sure just repeated it like
right with confidence too. Like, you heard me, Mama. It's fine.
Yeah, so they all have different personalities, and I try to bring their personality out too. And it's with having all girls like Trayvon. He's late. I don't have no issue with Trayvon. He laid back. He talked to his dad about everything. But with the girls, it's just different because I'm like, what God knew what he was doing when he gave me all girls. It's hard.
He's trying to teach you some.
It's hard to me though. I don't know. It's just the different personalities of having all three girls, and they all personalities different.
Yep.
And it's real hard to me. And having them speak their mind, but knowing when to speak their mind. And Kaylin got this thing now where she rolling her eyes and stuff like that. And girl, we check it quick. But like you said, like we have a conversation on like, you know, what's going on.
Right.
And sometimes I think she in this age right now with everything going on, she not knowing why her moves is like that. So I be getting her little slides here and there, but if she go too far, then I'm at the checker.
Right. I mean, we got a few people watching right now. Like, y'all want to chime in, like, and say like what y'all feel about it, about kids speaking their mind. If y'all have kids, do y'all let y'all kids speak their mind, or y'all still like with the traditional, like kids are to be seen, not heard? Because that's how I grew up, right? Like it was no like coming back and telling nobody like how you feel. Like even now, like sometimes I still be worried about telling my mom, like, Mom, I don't really like how you said that to me. Like, you kind of hurt my feelings and I'm grown. Like I still don't really tell my mom how I feel about stuff. I talk to my siblings because it's a lot of us. Like I still tell them, like, yeah, I don't know. Ma was kind of tripping yesterday. She cussed me out and I didn't even deserve that. Like, she must be mad at one of y'all. Or, you know, whatever it is. But it's just like, I guess, like, I still don't, like, speak my mind fully. Now, there's been a few times in my life I can count on a hand, where maybe, like, I was just like, no, like, I don't agree with that. This is what I feel about it. And then every time I've done that, my mom was just like, oh, well, excuse me. Like, I didn't know I was stepping on toes. And let me not do that, because if she watched this, she's going to be like, oh, that's how I sound. But no, Mom, that's not how you sound, honey. I was just emphasizing. But but yeah, like anytime I did decide to like call myself putting my foot down or saying how I feel, you know, my mom would almost get offended that I had an opinion about it, you know? And like that's kind of how we was raised. Like your elders, your aunts, your uncles, you don't get to tell them how you feel about nothing. It's like, I said what I said and I go sit down, you know?
Yeah.
And like,
I don't know. I'm glad that that's changing now, because when you having a conversation with your child, like you said, now when they get older and like that, you're gonna be the person they go to. I'm not saying like,
Mm-hmm.
we don't go to our parents, like now, but it's just it'd be easier for them if something happened or anything like that. They don't have to feel like they have to keep it to themselves.
Right. Or
And
figure it
even,
out by themselves.
yeah, and feel like with that big like depression going on and everything like that, I most definitely have conversations with my girls about that. I'd be like, how are you feeling? Like
Yeah.
Kayla, like this, she don't like do nothing but sit in her room. Like, how you feeling?
Yeah.
Is you feeling down or anything like that? Like I have conversations with them, like on a regular, especially if I'm feeling like they feeling some type of way. I like to check
Right.
in.
So, like if my kid's too quiet, like if they get real reserved, I'd be like, who did it? Who I need to go beat up?
Right.
That's my main line. Who did it and who I need to beat up? Because don't make my baby feel no type of way. Like I can always tell when Janelle then, I don't know, got into it with a friend or had a breakup or something. You know what I mean? I like at one point I was like, do we need to take a break from like our phones for a little bit? Like, do we need to just cut off from the world for a little bit? Because while you was on break and you wasn't going to school and it was just us in the house and we was all in here kikiing, you was great, you was happy, you was vibrant. As soon as you went back over here around these people, now you come home and you down. Like, should nobody make you feel down about yourself? Should nobody make you feel like sad? Like none of them. Like I always tell her, like, cause I used to tell her, every action don't need a reaction, right? Or I'll tell her if it ain't affecting your money, if it ain't affecting your money or your grades, then it ain't got nothing to do. Your money, your grades, your health, then it ain't nothing to worry about. Like, so then I'll call, like one time she had called me about this girl at school. She was like, the girl asked her, like, Janelle, I heard you don't like me. And Janelle was just like, why? Like, so? Like, why? You know?
Right.
Like, Janelle was like, honestly, I was just like, I mean, it ain't affecting your money, your health. Or like, she hit the girl with what I had told her. She was like, Mom, I be using your stuff on them all the time. She's like, and a lot of my friends, her friends, she'd be like, my so-and-so want to ask you a question. Her friends be asking me for advice. I'm like, girl, go ask your mama. Go ask your mama. I can't be giving advice to the community. I don't know what how your mom raising you. I can't give you. I can't speak for your mom. But you're like, no, but Mom, you be telling me some real good stuff. Like, cause I be sitting there having conversations with her about like a lot of different things, like about how to carry yourself as a young woman, who deserves your energy, how to protect your energy, how to move around people who acting funny to you, how to move around, like just how to move in this world, period. How to navigate high school, because I ain't had no insider. I ain't had nobody like, hey, look, like my mom, I'm not gonna say that. My mom, by the time I got to high school, my mom did give me little bits, right? But they were little bits. We didn't sit and have deep conversations. I sit and talk to my kids for hours.
Yeah.
To the point that it's like, oh, somebody, we got a comment, hold on. But yeah, to the point that it's like, she could go back to her friends and recite, what it is that I just said to her, because I was in such detail. She out here giving it back to the community. So go ahead, girl, pay it back.
Right. Because I should be telling Caleb, like, don't let people like kill your peace. Don't let people interrupt your peace.
Right.
I'm like, if somebody's saying something, I'm like, how did that make you feel? Did you feel some type of way about it? She's like, no. I was like, well, just in the room. Don't say nothing. Let them talk.
Let me see. So the comment we have here from Seeing Growth, aka y'all, that's my stepdad. Children should be able to talk to parents first. Just not at them. Oh, just not at them. Respect should be both ways though. Like I agree. And I will say that for my dad, I was able to talk to him. He was one adult in my life that I was able to talk to. And he did give me really good advice coming through like middle school and high school. And maybe sometimes where I didn't see eye to eye with my mom, or, what it was that she might have been yelling at me about something I might not see eye to eye with her. My dad was one who was still being like, hey, I know your mama tripping right now, but like, so on a side note, thanks, Dad. But but yeah, like those type of relationships like that, having that as a kid, I feel like helped me be able to have that type of relationship with my kids now, being the one to sit here and be like, hey, even when I am tripping, I'm the one. If I'm the mama tripping, I'll be like, look, I go back to my kids and I say sorry when I'm wrong. And I think that's something that, like, a whole nother topic within this topic of parents admitting fault and admitting wrong and having that conversation and taking accountability and going to your kid and accepting that accountability. Like, look, hey, I know I yelled at you earlier today about whatever. And I see that actually wasn't your fault, or it actually wasn't you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. I'm sorry that what I did affected your day, your mood, your and having the kid understand, like, genuinely, because I think about, I mean, there's been times we got a whooping and your mom would be like, but I love you. You be in your pillow, you go yell in your pillow, all types of everything, you yelling in that pillow. But
yeah, that's crazy, because I do that to the girls as well. I feel like, especially if I'm cussing them out about something that the other kids did.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephanie, for some reason, when she get in trouble and they be somebody else that do it, she won't. She just sit there and take it, and then later on she'll come back like, "Mama, I did not do that." I'm like, "Why you didn't tell me that then, knowing that I wouldn't listen anyway?" But it's just like, I'm sorry. And then I go to the next person. I'm like, "Why y'all just let me cuss this girl out knowing it was you? Why you didn't speak up?"
Right.
So it's, yeah, like you said, I apologize to them as well, especially if I know I was in the wrong. And sometimes I even apologize when I think I went too hard. Like, I'm sorry, baby.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Even if we ain't wrong, because sometimes we be real mad. I think there was one time, y'all, I got so mad at Janelle. I ain't know what to do. I ain't know what. I popped her real quick. It wasn't, listen. I just gave her a real quick love tap right here because she was trying me, y'all. She went overboard. She went overboard. So my reaction was extreme overboard. But even then, after that, I was very upset with you. I was so disappointed. Like, I didn't know. I just told her my emotions overflowed and I overreacted because of that. And that's like telling my kids, like, it's human, right, to overreact and have an overflow of emotions. But as humans, we got to know when to check them.
Yeah.
We got to know when to check them. So letting them see me make those mistakes and then going back and apologizing for making that mistake. Hey, I let my emotions get the best of me because I ain't checked my emotions. So make sure you check yours. Don't be out here making these mistakes that you see me make. Because how many times for us as kids did our parents just tell us about the mistakes and say, don't do it, right? Don't do that. That didn't work out for me. And you're like, what do you mean? Like, they don't expect you to make that same mistake. They just say, well, I told you not to do that. I told you I did that in the past and don't do it. You didn't
not
tell me
give
why.
me examples or like you said, like not telling me why, or giving me background on what happened for me not to do it. Because and you just tell me not to do it, I'm gonna go do it. Like, and then I'm like,
what's that about? You were so enticed to do it. Let me go check it out.
Let me just see what it's about. Let me just put my little feet in and be like, oh, okay, I see what she's talking about. Yeah. Let me beg out.
Like, honestly, I feel like, so for me, the biggest thing that comes to mind when I think about that is, I mean, this is way over. Like, this is a lot. It's a big one, right? Mm-hmm. It's teen parenting. I was a teen mom, and my mom was a teen mom, and my mom told me, of all the things that she like missed out on from being a teen mom, but she didn't tell me all of the things that tempted her to become a teen mom. She didn't teach me all the things to be preventative from being a teen mom. She didn't give me the foreshadow. She gave me the result. And I think as parents, we do too much of giving the result. You don't want this result, so don't do this action.
Right.
But you don't tell the kids of all the things that happened before that would entice them to lead to that action. And that's what I did with my kids. I tell them, hey, if you don't want to get to this, these are all the things that's going to be put in front of you that might make you make that decision, or that might lead you down that path. And you don't want to go down that path. So stay away from these things that could already like not even stay away from. Be aware of these things. Be aware of these type of behaviors. Be aware of these type of people, and those are the things that could be a result over here that, that situation can lead to this other result. You know what I mean? So that be the part that, like, I think that we missed out on from our parents not having those transparent conversations to be like, hey, well, why you don't want me to do that? Like, why? I mean, I get it. You said like don't do this because that happened, but what led up to that? So
Mm-hmm.
I know I try. I ain't got parenting figured out, and I'm still learning. Everybody is still learning, right? Because it ain't no
Yep.
book. Every child is different. Every parent is different. Everybody's history is different. Everybody's future is different. But I do know that I want to try my best to be the best mom that I can possibly be. And I want to give my kids every possible tool that I can that I got in my tool belt. And as I'm getting new tools, I'm making those same tools available to my kids. I
Right.
will say, like, I'm sorry, I'm just running on. Like, you ain't got nothing to say.
But everything you saying, I agree with. Like everything, like, and then especially I'm listening to, because I'm like what you're saying, I'm learning as well, because with Janelle already being in high school and already in those teen years, all my girls is not in that age yet. So I'm listening so I can like, okay, well maybe I need to, when Kayla, because she's gonna be the first one in high school out the girls, I'm like, maybe I need to handle that way. So I'm just listening, girl. I'm just like the other people on the other side of the screen, just listening, because I'm like, okay, I like that. You dropping gems and I'm just taking them in. That's it. Like for real though, because it's different between like, I don't know, like when they get to that age, when they in high school. Like Kayla, I'm like, I notice a difference in Kayla from when she was in grade school now that she's in middle school. Like I have different conversations with her than I would have with Caitlin and Stephanie. So I'm like, you on a step above that. So I'm just listening to what you said.
Y'all want to know the little secret that like helped me? I feel a little bit like just a little bit of like what gave me work. I'm gonna just say that my job, right? So my job, I'm a leader in my field, and I develop people below me. Not to say they below me, but like I have a team that reports to me that I have to coach and develop, right? Corporate world will teach you a lot of tools that you can use outside of that company. There are a lot of transferable skills that you can learn in a corporate world. And I think that accountability conversations, like we do this thing called, I don't know if that's legal, like copywritten to the company. So I ain't finna say what they call that training. but how to have tough conversations with people, how to hold people accountable, how to lead people, like when having a coaching conversation with a person, how to allow them to lead themselves to the answer. So it's like guiding the conversation or asking questions that's going to lead them to the answer to where they tell you what you want. Like if I wanted you to say, you know what, next time I could do a better job of like telling you what's going on, right? Instead of me coming to you and be like, next time I want you to tell me what's going on. I can like ask these guided questions that's going to lead you to that answer to where you say it. So that's what I do with my kids, right? Like I'll have these conversations to where I have them lead me to the answer and then they give the answer to me. So now it feels collaborative, right? Now it feels like they came up with the solution when all along that's where I wanted you to go with it anyway. But I guided you down that path to give me that answer because I knew that was the answer we needed. Right. But it comes or it's received a lot better when they say it opposed to me telling it to them, especially for teenagers. So let me tell y'all, if y'all have jobs that give y'all any type of corporate training for coaching or development or anything along those fields, I promise you those skills are transferable to your parenting life or even in your relationships too, or whatever the case may be. It's communication. It's teaching you how to talk to people, how to listen to people, and how to pull what you need out of those conversations and make them like have sustenance, have them be like meaningful content of a conversation.
Right. Yeah, because I tell my girls all the time, communication is key. To me, I feel like that is key above anything else is communication. And I'm like, if you feeling some type of way, let me know. If you want to do something, let me know. If you need advice on something, let me know. Like, I even did a thing with them. I was like, y'all, how do y'all feel with me being your mom? Like, tell me some things that y'all feel like I should change. Tell me some things that, like, just let me know. You get what I'm saying? We have those conversations. It's like, well, mom, I feel like you yell too much. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work on that. But with me working on that, I need you to work on this so I can better myself, not yell.
Yep.
Like conversations like that with them. I asked them meaningful questions, like you said, to get an answer to see where their head's at. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so it's, and when we have those conversations, they move change, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like they feel comfortable. They feel like they can, like, I make sure I tell my kids almost, I'm not gonna lie, they probably tired of me saying it like every week or every other week. I'm like, babe, you could, you need to talk, you need to have a conversation, let's talk. Is there anything you need to ask? Is there anything you're thinking about? Is there anything that happened at school, home, or anything that made you feel uncomfortable?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I ask those type of questions. I feel like they be tired of me asking those type of questions because I ask them so much. And I even got a thing where we get in the car, I make them say every morning before school, I am beautiful, I am strong, I can do anything I put my mind to. Every day. Every day on our way to school, we make sure that we had that conversation because I was listening to, so I know this off topic, I feel like I just went here and then went there. But I heard this conversation where this lady was saying her and her daughter's walking in the store, and somebody said, "Oh, your girls are so beautiful," or something like that. And she was like, she taught her kids to know that they're smart first, then beautiful. Because yeah, you're beautiful, but you got to know that you're smart. You got to know what's in you, and protecting your peace and stuff like that. And I feel like that have a big part of letting them speak their mind because then they feel confident. They feel like, okay, my mom have my back. And I feel like that's a big thing, that they know they can have a conversation with you. And I feel like that's a big thing where, where it comes to kids now and they being depressed because they feel like they don't have no one to talk to. Yeah. So being that person for them, I'm like, why not? Because I wish I had someone to be like, I can tell whatever. I mean, my mom might be upset, but, she'll get over it. She's gonna have this conversation with me. Yeah. That's why, like, I want my kids to be like that with me. Yeah. Like, Mom, I'm gonna tell you this, but please just listen. Like, don't cuss me out right away. Like, type like that.
Right. I feel like there's still gonna be things right now, at least where I am in a relationship with my kids. I feel like there's still plenty of things that they don't tell me because they feel like, yeah, mommy will get mad. They'll tell me after it's said and done. And I'd be like, why you just didn't tell me earlier? I would have helped you. I could have did this, or I could have did that. I could have told you this, or I could have told you that. And then, I thought you was going to get mad. Stop worrying about if I'm going to get mad. Stop worrying about if I'm going to get mad. That's not the priority here. The priority is to get you what you need in that moment. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I do like how you said, like, you do that thing, the affirmations with your kids in the car. Because, like, I think I do a good job of, like, pouring into my kids. Because, like, you be telling Kayla, like, you so pretty, you so smart. Like, honestly, I tell every time I see Chloe, I'm like, Chloe, you're so pretty. Because, like, I think Janelle gets it a lot, you know? And Chloe, I don't want her to feel lost in the sauce because she's the middle, right? Everybody want to hug and squeeze Aiden, like, oh, Aiden, I love you. You so cute. Yes. Or everybody like, oh, Aiden's so cute. Or, Janelle just had homecoming and she got all dressed up. And they're like, oh, my God, Janelle is so beautiful. Janelle's so pretty. And I'm like, let me make sure I pour into my middle because y'all don't even know this little lady over here, straight A's. Straight A's, and she takes pride in that. If she get a B, she be like, Mom, I got a B. Girl, if you don't give me that, girl, you good. But it's just, like, that's the level of, like, standard she set for herself. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, we did this thing a couple, like, last year or the year before. Where I was like, I give you $50 for every A you finish with at the end of the school year, but you got to finish with all A's. If you get all A's, I give you an A for every one of them. Y'all, she got 10 classes. She took my money. But it's okay.
She said,
run it out. But but she
I don't know what it is.
Dang, I forgot. Oh no, she'd be devastated if she don't get an A. I'm like, girl, that's a progress report grade. You got all year to bring it back. Right. And she's active. She, like, I think I tell y'all every week. She the one that's in something she in band. She in gymnastics. She was in like student council. Like she's a busybody, but she spreads herself across all these different platforms. But her personality, like, she's like the boss of her friend group, but I feel like she's not come fully into all of her confidence. So I'll be trying to pour into her because I do see
Yeah.
that there are times that she doubts herself. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I don't want that for her because I see what she's capable of. And I see the way, like, when she's with her friends, how her friends, like, gravitate to her. But she still sometimes doubt herself. So I'm
Yeah.
like, girl, no, you smart. You got this. I'm like, dang, Chloe. Like, I'll ask a question I know she know the answer to. Or, like, she good with math. That girl a numbers girl. I'll be like, what's this time this? She'd be like, oh, that's this. And I'd be like, thank you. Perfect. You know, pouring into them, letting them feel that pride, letting them feel that accomplishment, like you know, all of that. I just want all of it. When she be in gymnastics and she gets to ring that bell, I'd be like, every time she masters school, they let her ring a bell. You know, I almost wish it was something like that in life. You know, for kids, like ring the
Right.
bell, you accomplish something else. Maybe I'll just implement that in my household. Chloe, go ring the bell. You just, I
You
don't know,
just did
something.
that. Like,
Because
yeah.
like I think it's important for us to pour into our kids. I think they level of confidence starts at home.
It does. It does.
Like, because it's all about how we prepare them here to put them out into the world. That dictates how they carry themselves in the world. And I feel like one thing, like I be seeing this post or this thing on there on Facebook sometimes. It's like how many parents tell their kids I love you every day? Me.
Me, when I hear things like that, I be thinking like, what parent do not? But then you hear like you watch shows and stuff like that, and like my household was not a I love you household, and I feel like I cannot. Me and my kids, we say Kayla called me just like, Mom, can I have this? Can I have a snack? I'm like, yeah, I love you. Like we say it so much, you
So
just
much.
like,
Yes. Like literally, same thing today. Literally, same thing today. Janelle, I was on the phone with her. She called me while I was at work. Because I normally don't work Sundays. So I'm at work today. She called me at 2:00, like, sis, when you at work on a Sunday? I checked your location and you wasn't here. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I gotta work at least one Sunday a month. And she was like, oh, well, we had our little conversation. She was like, so when we got off the phone, she's like, all right, love you, bye. Every time we get off the phone, okay, love you, bye. Every night before bed. My kids, even Janelle, extra grown self, every single night, they come to my room and give me a hug and a kiss and say, good night, I love you, Mom. Every single night. We don't let a night go by. Even when Janelle mad at me, she's still coming in like, good night, I love you.
Yeah, it's crazy because I show is like you said, even when they upset, like Kayla for something when she get upset, she shuts down. But then you can see it all on her face, and when she go up the stairs, she starts stomping. But but after she do that, I come in like you was mad, like you said when you was like, I was like you was mad.
You was mad at me.
I said, you was mad. What you was mad about? She was like, because of this. I'm like, Kayla, come on, you know better than that. Like, we have that conversation. Like, you knew better than that. And that's the reason why we had, like, I talked to you that way because, baby, I know that you know better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just having those conversations is so important, especially, I'm not saying not for boys, but it's like with girls, like they emotional, especially at the age they is now. Like these hormones and everything's new to them. And then you like the whole thing with friends and going to the Janelle's into boys and things like that. It's like it's different with them. So you gotta handle them different with care. Like and I be having to tell my husband that I'm like, babe, they girls. Like right. Because how he handled, Trayvon is like I'm not gonna lie, I love their relationship. Like their relationship is like amazing to me. How they talk about everything. Like Trayvon's comfortable coming to his dad about any and everything, and I love that for him. And I'm like, I want that for my girls, for them to feel that way, especially now seeing that Trayvon's at the age where he's working and have a girlfriend and he's driving and he's going to be at high school, things like that. I'm like, when the girls get that age, I'm like, okay, look, I want to be like that. So, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that be scaring me a little bit. Cause I'm like, I was just that age. Like, I really feel like it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't.
It really wasn't. But I'm sitting here thinking like, dang, in 5 years, I'll be out of high school for 20 years.
It's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about because I be looking at Kayla. I'm like, I feel like I was just in middle school. And no, I be looking at Janelle like, Cause like when I met Janelle, she was still, you know,
Two.
she was two. So it was like, it was. Now I'm looking at her when she was going to homecoming. I'm not gonna lie, I almost dropped a tear. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's not, you know, look, how you say Bugatti.
And every now and then I'll call her Bugatti, and she'd be like, "Ma," like she'd be on the phone with her friends. I'd be like, "Bugatti." They be like, "Your mama call you Bugatti?"
That's my rapper name, y'all.
She'd be like, and you know what else funny? She don't even remember half the stuff. Remember when she used to dance around talking about some money, money, money? Like, she don't even remember that song. She don't remember none of it. And I'm just like, but you was Bugatti, and you was
Bugatti. Like, you need to, like, come on. You was popping Bugatti.
Right, girl, you was it. Everybody wanted to be your friend, Bugatti. You had grown folks asking me where Bugatti at.
That is so crazy. Just the thing. Like when I see her, I just be like, oh my gosh, she's becoming like. Even when I be seeing her on TikTok, sometimes her little TikToks come back. I'm like, oh, look at my niece.
She be out doing her transitions and stuff, and I'm like, what the? Now you know who cold with some transitions? Chloe. Chloe is a digital guru. When I tell you this little girl, she be figuring some stuff out. Like, I don't know what song she into, like K-pop. She into K-pop and like that type of stuff. Like, I don't be knowing the songs or what they be saying, but but she be doing her little TikToks talking about some. Look, but she don't have no social media. She just make them on CapCut and keep them on her phone. But yeah, her and her friends be doing their thing, and they cute or whatever. She's savvy. She creative. She's very creative. Very creative. I love that for her.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy in a couple years. I mean, when they grown and seeing what creates, like where they become, like
right,
people, the young women that they gonna be coming, like the different things, the different fields they gonna be in. I'm gonna be amazed.
Right, like honestly, no, you know who? Like Kaylin about to be the boss, right? She gonna have a business. And everybody gonna have a job up under Kaylin in the business. Because Kaylin, when I tell you that little girl is an entrepreneur at heart, because she gonna figure out a way to make some money. She gonna come up with some type of business plan, and she gonna have it ready to go. Here's my business plan. This gonna do this, and this gonna do that. Like she be with it. And I love like my niece, y'all.
I not like over the summer she came up with a logo, she came up with colors, she came up with a name and everything. So my mama finna do this. I'm like, girl, slow down just a little bit. I'm glad that you have that mindset though, because
she ambitious.
Yes,
but she quiet. She a little quiet killer.
Yeah, I bet it. Now when she at school though, girl, my baby got a mouth.
What? Kaylin?
Girl. She cool this year, girl, but the last 2 years she was getting into a little bit of trouble because my baby had a smart mouth. But
you know what? I do remember that when we was still in North Chicago and all the kids went to learn. Chloe be like, "Yeah, Kaylin was in the hallway. She got in trouble." Yeah.
Kaylin stayed.
She was in kindergarten, y'all.
She liked to talk, girl. Girl, when she was in kindergarten, I wanted to kick that lady in her kindergarten teacher. Girl, one day she asked me, she was like, cause you know on her dad's side, she have a lot of sisters. So her teacher at Ardessi was like, oh yeah, she told me she had 5 sisters. Something about her room, talking about some, I know she shared rooms. You might want to give her like her own space. I was like, no, Kaylin got her own room. What are you talking about? I was like, what are you talking about? Girl, I hate people like that. Like,
don't be assuming you know my life and know my household, honey.
Girl, my baby got her own room. What are you talking about? I'm saying, you mean on her dad's side?
Miss Lady.
You don't know me.
You don't know me.
Don't judge me. But anyway, let's start wrapping this up because, girl, we almost passed.
Our time then went on by. Okay, so to recap today. Obviously, yes, we allow our kids to speak their minds, right?
We do.
But we do it the proper way with giving them proper expectations on how and when to speak their minds, making sure that it is respectful, making sure that it is good content that we're sharing with our kids, because the whole game plan and goal of allowing our kids to speak their minds is so that when they are young adults, that they continue to talk to us. And that way we have an end with our kids, and they're not out here in this world just making decisions that aren't thought through, right? Because a lot of us, let's be honest, a lot of these kids are here today because our parents didn't allow us to speak our mind. We didn't have transparent conversations with our parents, and there was no real conversation about, the why behind the don't do this and the don't do that. Making sure we're giving our kids all the tools and roadmaps to success in life. But let me see. I think next week.
Protecting your energy.
Yes, that's what it is. Protecting your energy.
So that's a big one for me.
It definitely is for me too. Like it kind of ties in a little bit today because we went over a little bit about teaching our kids how to do it. So next week we gonna be telling y'all how we do it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we just now, me personally, I'm just now learning the way that I want to protect my energy, and I don't care how nobody else feel. I'm gonna protect mine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's still some moments where I do allow my peace or my energy to be disturbed. I'm still finessing this skill, right? But I am aware of my emotions. I check them when I can, but at the same time, sometimes I'll be needing to give some energy up for some of these situations. But we'll talk about that next week on Sunday at 7. But in the meantime, if you caught the back half of this one, don't forget you can play it back. We are going to be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Yep. Wherever you want to listen, you can hear us.
Yep. And on YouTube, y'all need to stream to our YouTube. Like, subscribe to our YouTube. I know a lot of our people is on Facebook, but y'all please subscribe to our YouTube.
Please, y'all show us love across the platforms. You know what I mean? Like, let me see. I do know that we'd be looking for a little bit more engagement. So if you guys have any insight or ideas or anything, please feel free to reach out, DM our Facebook page, send us an email. Everything is in our link tree. But I'm looking to see, what you guys would like to see more of from us, and, how we can gain more engagement with you guys. Because like we say every single week, we want y'all to be a part of the group chat. We want y'all in the conversation. We want y'all in these comments. We want to grow this conversation because I'm pretty sure we'll probably end up going over an hour a lot of the weeks if we got more engagement. Not to say that I want our calls to be longer or our shows to be longer, but I think it would just be fun to have more input, more insight, more engagement. So yeah, like I said, shoot us a DM, shoot us an email, whatever the case may be, but communicate with us. Tell us what y'all think. But in the meantime, that wraps us up on Girl, Let's Talk About It. Bye, y'all.